What's up, Dirty Cones? I'm going to, this is my warning for, the new topic, which will be, the next one will be the discernment between the podcast and, I don't know, what I think about it. So it's a podcast about a podcast, much like a show about nothing, because what is any of this really but nothing? Which included in this new thing that we're doing, I'm going to have, I talk to at least one old guy a week, and myself as an old guy, so there'll be a little thing called, what an old PJ thinks. Or something funny. That's not going to be what the name is, but that's the description is. I'll give you a summation of the conversation between myself and another old PJ. And so two old PJs, what we think about the world. And generally the summation is we're fucked. But smile anyway and take the paycheck. Because what else are you going to do? So that's right. So I'm looking forward to, because I've been listening to the podcast, and I've listened to it a couple times, and certain episodes playing back, and then I kind of research, and then I kind of have my own view on things. Anyway, I know I just don't feel like being on camera today. It's one of those days. I'm just not feeling pretty. I'm so pretty. No, I'm not pretty. Who wants to be pretty? But yeah, so it's what I think, how I feel, what's going on. Like I kind of said in the earlier, well, the one where I threw out the idea. You know why? Well, who knows if you know why really anybody does anything? But I was gonna say, we know why Muhammad Ali, didn't want to go to war. He said, hey, they never did nothing wrong to me. Why am I going to go there and, kill them? So I understand that, but I'm not exactly sure. I think, for me, it feels like Bergdahl joined the military thinking it was going to be one thing, and it turned out to be something else. And he was kind of, he's an idealist. I can hear in his speech and the things that he says that, like, he thinks the world should be a good place, and that up is up, down is down, black is black, white is white. Like, I got that. And then by him joining the military, he got disillusioned. He didn't agree with a lot of the things that they were doing. I can understand that. But when you put your hand up and you're like, hey, I'm going to follow the orders of the people above me, the United States, President of the United States, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's got different, how you view it, what you view it, what it means to you. But basically you're supposed to follow the orders, do or die. So for him to do what he did as a statement against it, you're not really allowed to do that. You kind of give up that right to protest or kind of have an opinion, because in the military, your opinion is, what is your opinion, sir? My opinion is this. Well, then that's my opinion too. That's pretty much kind of what they want you to do and what you're supposed to do. That's all the good order and stuff. We're not raping and pillaging women and kids and stuff, so it's not like that kind of opinion. It's, do this. All right, I'm going to do that. Why? Because you told me to. A suggestion from an officer is just a nice way of saying an order, I don't know if many people have had that option, but I've had the option where it's a suggestion, and you're like, Hooyah, sir, I got it, because they're in charge. So So I think he did wrong, but in light of his stupid actions coming back on him and him being in a Taliban prison for 5 years, I think he served his time, and each episode will discuss this and see, you might, like the first episode, you're like, oh my god, dude, that dude is always, he's done, he's gone, whatever, and then second or third, you're like, shoot, because there's always a reason. Except for Charles Manson or something, everybody else just has a reason, and it's usually not a bad thing, it's just a stupid thing. People make mistakes, and I kind of, at this point, I feel that he's been punished. Just let him go, move back to Montana, live his life. The dude suffered enough. They've said that the way he was treated is comparable to the way the POWs are treated at the Hanoi Hilton. And, anyone that can endure that stuff for that long, and we'll look at, when he was speaking on camera, did you believe that he was really that bad? Like, he's like, oh man, look, he's going along with the enemy, he's giving them propaganda. Or was it, who knows, is there a gun to his head behind the camera? And so I don't know, it's iffy, it's not pretty, it's not easy, there's no right or wrong answers, there just is, and nobody will know. And so I think that, right now, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like, well, yeah, he was wrong, but he's already been punished, so time served, just let the dude go. No reason to just, it goes back to like Trump when he was making jokes about the guy from Arizona. Dang it. Anyway, that guy, the old guy, who's running for president, and said, my heroes don't get shot down, or my heroes aren't POWs. Donald Trump never went to fucking war. Donald Trump never said, hey, I'll do it. Donald Trump didn't go to Vietnam and sit in a Hanoi Hilton for 5 years, The man can't put his arms above his head. I'm not saying he's, a great politician or, whatever, but nobody deserves to have that done to them. So I can let slide some things for somebody that's put their name on that line for that paycheck for the government to say, hey, up to and including my life, this is yours. So if you haven't done that, you don't have a leg to stand on, and then that's not even to start off with. Why would you say something like that about somebody? It's like making fun of people who've been raped or other things like that. That it just, there's some things you just don't make jokes about. So I don't agree with that. But that's where we're at. Look, he can say whatever he wants. It's America, and everyone's allowed to have their own opinions. And so that's what this is. This is like, I'm working through this just as much as you, like trying to figure out, all right, Bergdahl, good guy, bad guy, what what's going on? So it's very it's a hot topic. But you know what isn't a hot topic these days? You can't talk about anything with anybody before somebody gets offended by something. And so I think it's, I don't know, I've always been a facts are the enemy of truth kind of guy, and I still believe that. But the fact or the truth is, nobody knows everything or anything about anything. We don't. I know what CNN tells me, I know what Fox News tells me, I know, but what do we really know? Unless you see something with your own eyes, and even then, who knows, you might have blinked and you missed something. So I don't think, there's a lot of gray in the world, and there's yes-no answers, and no-yes answers, and answers that are yes right now, but should have been no, because in the future, it's even worse. Our answers need to be no, but we just say yes, and things just keep on sliding the way they go. I mean, it just the reasons. Like, why did the Civil War break out? I've heard at least 80 different reasons. Why did the Vietnam War happen? I could give you another 80 reasons. I mean, I don't know. They're just there's too much to not know out there, and so you just got to keep looking. And by opening your mind and listening and having ideas, but not necessarily, an idea is willing to be shaped, molded, and worked with, but I don't think anybody's ever killed anybody over an idea. But if you have like, no, this I believe, this is what I believe, and this is, you get so steadfast that you almost, I think you make it, never say never, and nothing is absolute. There is nothing absolute about anything, because you do not know how anyone's going to react. And you don't know what's deep down inside people are thinking. So there's no absolutes in life. The only thing you know is what you know, and that's it. I'm not talking about like math. 2 plus 2 will always be 4 until somebody proves 2 plus 2 is 5, but I'm sure it can be proven. But nothing is certain, nothing is written, nothing is guaranteed, and nothing is absolute. So you just got to work hard, train hard, and have faith in you and your ability and the people you're with. You're going in the right direction. So that's what I'm looking forward to this, talking about the podcast. It's a great podcast. You guys will like it. The first one, if you listen to the first season 2, it was awesome. You're like, I don't know, dude, did he? No, I don't know, didn't know. It's pretty funny. And 2 other things. So tomorrow night we'll be doing another Chairborne Commando. So I was on the second half of part 2 of the SHOT Show. I didn't get to go to the SHOT Show, had to work, but that's all right. I'll go next year. And so Quinn and I are going to have a great conversation. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I'm sure I was supposed to research something, so maybe I'll contact him today. But I always have a good time talking to him. Actually, I don't do any research. I just show up for all this stuff anyway. So it works. I mean, it's how I've been doing it. It's how I feel good. So it's good. But yeah, so that, and then if you are in ROTC and not doing anything Saturday morning, or junior ROTC, or shoot, if you're in ROTC, you can come out too. We're going to be at McAllister Park doing little exercises, having a good time. So, if you want to come out and have a good time, bring some water, bring your running shoes, maybe a towel, layer up. This will be a good lesson on layering up and hydration and food so if you guys are in the junior ROTC and you're going to be there and you're listening or watching this, might be a pretty good idea, learn to layer. We'll discuss that. We're going to talk about leadership and suffering and camaraderie and being cold and miserable and how to get used to it, because that's pararescue. So, or recon or SEALs or any other job that, looks really cool on Call of Duty, and you're like, yeah, there's a lot of training goes to that stuff. So we'll have a good time. So yeah, so check out Chairborne Commandos. Stay out of trouble. I'm very excited about this. So let's keep talking, and by Friday I'll have the first one up. Probably before that, but just to give me a little time buffer, because I got a lot of other pokers in my fire. So I hope you guys are good, and thanks for listening. Hooyah.